a really awesome feeling to organize swipe up with social hooks, SMS thing. So I really appreciate your efforts to make this happen. And
also second time, right? Second time.
Also.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So are we audible? Is the audio clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So. Okay, before starting the meeting, we would like to have an interactive session. We'll have a small presentation with us. So if you have any kind of doubts, maybe if it's possible, you can unmute yourself and ask us questions, or you can drop your questions in the chat box, so that we would love to have an interactive session rather than having a monotonous one-way conversation.
So what we are actually planning to do is when we are taking the section, you can actually leave the question on the go. So we can.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Is it okay, Santosh, if they unmute yourself and?
Yeah, sure. Sure. If anybody have a question, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, if anybody wants to ask in Malayalam, you can go ahead in Malayalam also, or any language except Hindi. I don't know Hindi, so so you can do that.
Yeah, and also if unmuting yourself is actually a little bit uncomfortable for you, you can leave it in the chat. If you see it, we'll definitely try to answer it right away.
Yeah, sure.
So let's have an interactive section. So hope if we ask some questions, if you guys can answer also, that'll be a lot of fun also.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I'll just start the presentation so we can take it out. Yeah. Is my screen visible to you all?
Yes, Jaison, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think first we'll start off by introducing ourselves. So I'm Jaison Thomas. I'm one of the co-founders of Blusteak Media. Blusteak Media, like you know, is a digital marketing agency. And Jaison here is my partner and my brother. Very lucky to have that. And Jaison?
Yeah, he already introduced me. My name is Jaison Thomas. So we started this Blusteak Media agency kind of a business maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago, that kind of time period. So before that, we had as Shamnas had told about us in the introduction, we had some other meme page called Dude.
Yeah.
So after that, we got about 4.4 million followers on that page. We decided to build an app called Dude app, which got like in the first month itself, it got more than 50,000 downloads.
And we made it into a trending also in Google Play Store.
So, but there was some technical issues, and we had to shut that thing down after maybe a couple of months. Then we thought that hey, we have this kind of exposure, doing
social media
and online marketing. So we thought that hey, brands in India and Kerala doesn't have that edge, so we can actually try to help them.
And a lot of brands were actually trying to get into social media, and they couldn't make an impact on social media. So one of Kerala's biggest brands, they contacted us to whether we can handle their social media for them. We are very excited to do it, and the rest is
So that's how the story about Swipe Up is also the same. When we stopped doing Dude, we started doing a workshop called Swipe Up. And if you guys know, we are actually co-organizing this event with Shamnas this year. So every year we usually used to do offline events, and this year, due to this pandemic and everything, we decided to club our Swipe Up workshop with SMS, which is conducted by Shamnas and Social Books. So yeah, that's a
small intro about Blusteak. And now
talking about Blusteak, we are currently a 20 team member company. So we had worked with more than 50 plus clients nationally and internationally.
And currently, we have our clients from state level, national level, international level in different fields. We believe we are really good at e-commerce.
Yeah.
That's one of our very strong points, but we have worked with a variety of
especially this is high growth time period for Blusteak. We are like scaling up like nothing else. We are taking in a lot of employees, and we are taking in a lot of clients also, and we are trying. Our churn rate is one of the lowest in the industry. And the reason behind that is that we commit ourselves to whatever the result that the client is
asking for. So it's basically about rather than solving a problem, a marketing problem for the client. That's what we are trying to do.
So that's how we came to this topic also. There are a lot of people trying, there are a lot of brands and people trying to get some kind of results out of the social and digital marketing field. But now I feel that a lot of people are missing out along. A lot of noises currently on digital media. So I'll just start my presentation and you'll understand.
So here you can see in 2020 the amount of activity that's happening on the internet. So most of it social media. So basically, when it was like in 2012, 2010, when we go onto the internet, it was people looking for content most probably. And if they find good content, will grow. You get your eyes. You make something really interesting. You get that eyeballs. But now content is looking for people. So there's a lot of content flooding the internet, and you need to get that eyeballs. Everyone is looking for the eyeballs. It has shift. The paradigm has shift, and now I think now a lot of brands, not even brands, but people who are looking for personal branding, people who are trying to tell their story, they have a hard time telling their story, which needs some simple tweaks, simple thinking, and simple tweaks, which can actually help you to kick off that. And I think we can move into that.
Yeah, and if you want to take a look at it, I'll just if you look at Facebook, like in a minute, there are 1.3 million people logging into Facebook. On YouTube, there are 4.7 million videos being played in 1 minute. And on, if you look at Snapchat, there's 2.5 million snaps being created in a minute. If you look at it, you'll see that it's highly competitive right now. And that's the exact reason why we are coming to this topic, and how you can, like, everyone, almost everyone, even with a startup idea, like if I am going to create maybe a cake brand for myself, I have 0 employees, I have 0 capital. The first thing that I'm going to do is what? I'm going to start an Instagram channel. So that's how crowded this space is. Everyone can enter into this business. There is no barrier for entry.
Yeah.
So that's why everyone, even the smallest of startups, even in the ideation phase, has an Instagram account, has a Facebook page, has a Twitter account, etc., etc. So, but they try to post it on also, but we see that they have maybe 23 followers, and 2 people like them. One is themselves, and one is their mom. I don't know, but so moving on to how we can solve that. That is the problem that we're facing. A lot of people coming on with their Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook accounts, and they're also posting. I'm not saying that they're not active or anything.
They're active. They're trying their best to, like, everyone's trying their best to push their product and tell their story. But then you need to have some simple basic things to stand out in the crowd. So a lot of people tend to skip that out, and let's move to the first slide. And
so these are like 7 points that we thought that it would be really nice for you to, maybe if you're having a pen and paper, you can just note it down. Not right now. I'll just go through each and every topic one by one. You can just note it down, and I'm 100% sure that if you apply at least one or two, at least 2 of these things in your startup or in your account, you'll see some traction.
Yeah, you will see some traction, definitely. So these are some things that has helped us also grow our account, also our client's account, and got us like amazing results.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think we can go to the first slide.
Yeah. So I need your attention. We have full attention here. So sometimes this could get a little tricky, because we are really experienced in this field. So there will be differing levels of experience in this crowd. Some might be having a lot of experience. Some might be just starting out. So everyone, if you can just pour in your attention, you will get something out of it.
Yeah.
And so the first point is to club, trend, or a product familiarity. So if you initially read this heading, you'll be like thinking, what are these guys saying? How can I mix my product with familiarity?
Yeah.
I'll just explain.
This is just a basic principle. I think we can show start off with a poster. Actually, what's happening right now in Kerala, elections are happening. So since the elections are happening, and there's a new product launch also. So basically what we did is we need to grab their eyeballs. Everyone's in that, election mood. People are looking for who are the candidates, what's happening in that update. So we thought, why not? Let's put our coffee there and ask people to elect our coffee.
Hello guys. There was some problem with the internet connection. That's why it went off. Are we audible right now?
Yeah. Now okay.
Okay. Sorry about that. I know there was some internet connection issues. Just let us know if there is any issue.
Yes. Right. Sorry about that. Yes. So I hope you were able to hear what we were talking about now, and we'll just wind a little bit back. So, like we said, like since we need to grab their attention, instead of just saying that ours is the most purest coffee or ours is the tastiest coffee, this launch, Tara coffee, the tastiest coffee, everyone says that. We need to get that eyeballs. So this is how we managed to pull that off. So as a new brand also, we got a decent engagement for post as well.
So okay, coming to the second.
Years, but is it okay.
Guys, I think there is an issue with the
video also. So can you guys hear us?
Yes. Jaison, is everything okay there?
Are we audible?
Your voice is breaking actually.
1 second, Shamnas, 1 second.
Okay.
And now is it better?
No, voice is
Hello?
Hello.
So, I think our bandwidth is a bit low. I don't know why. So,
Jaison, can you try now? I think it's better now.
is it okay?
Yeah, now it is better.
Yeah, okay.
Is it
So,
better?
Shamnas, can you switch off your video? We have a really bandwidth issues right now.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Are we audible? Is our audio clear right now?
Yes. Now it's clear, but your screen is not visible. Can you share your screen also?
We are really sorry for the inconvenience caused. So, okay.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
Second point, we are sorry about the inconvenience caused. There's a small network issue. Yeah. All right. So next one is consistency. Consistency, engagement is one of the tools to measure our awareness, but it's not the best one. The best one is actually to make sure you need to grab their attention. You need to make sure that people remember you. People don't forget you. Even the big movie stars also, if they don't act in films for 2 years, their hype goes off. They are not very relevant anymore. So you have to keep yourself relevant. For that, you need to be consistent. So you might be hearing this thing about being consistent very often. So as consistency is key, consistency is key. People keep on saying it. So consistency is key. A lot of people keep saying that, but it's very important because it's a very simple principle, but it's a little bit hard to follow also. So there's this one thing that people need to make sure that when you're being consistent, you need to be consistent not only in putting out content, creating content, but you need to be consistent in reviewing the content that you put out, and also the fact that whether the old content worked or is it is it working? So what can you do to make it a little bit more better, and so on. So that is what actual consistency means. So Jaison, you have to.
The thing that makes people get out of this consistency is that what happens is that when you put one post, you might not be getting like 100 or 200 likes. So each time you will be thinking that nobody cares about my post or anything of that sort. So the problem is that maybe most probably the people that are actually interested in your content might not like your content or might not leave a comment on your post. They might just be a passive observer of your content. When you put up a post on LinkedIn, they might be just be reading it. They might not be engaging with it, right? So each time somebody is engaging with your content, it doesn't mean that if someone is not engaging with your content, doesn't mean that they are not absorbing your content. I have a lot of examples in my mind. A lot of people tell me that I have read your content on LinkedIn and I've seen your post on Instagram, etc. But you won't see them engaging with the content, because some people are like that. If you ask me, I rarely engage with anybody's content. I just observe and I just digest that content and I just scroll. It's not my natural tendency to engage with the content.
We are, what do you say? As people also, we speaking for ourselves. We don't engage. We don't like, share, comment, or any of the posts, but we see it. So when we see it, we get an idea of what the other person on the other side of the screen is trying to tell us. So we get the idea. So when we need something, or let's just not need something, we'll be very familiar with it. So that we'll trust it more, and you might start liking it. We might send it to some of our friends, and slowly but steadily it'll keep growing. So when you're thinking consistency, if you think in a short term with a short term goal, you're not going to be consistent. You can't be consistent. Your goal shouldn't be a next post should get 100 likes. Your goal should be, I need to get this message across. Yeah. So that's a long term goal. So when you're looking for a long term goal with numbers, let's just say 1,000 followers in a year. So that's very good, solid followers, right? With a 10% engagement ratio. If you try to do that, what happens is you'll be very consistent with your content. You'll be modifying your content to make it better, and also you'll be putting out a lot of content, and people will know. The 1,000 people who follows you will know who you are and what you do. So that's why you need to have a long-term vision. Then it'll be very easy for you to be consistent.
So I'll give you an example. For example, if you're a designer and you're putting out a lot of posts or your portfolio in Instagram, LinkedIn, etc., so maybe 200 people are viewing your post, and you might only be getting 5 to 10 likes. So, but out of those 200 people, at least 50 people are going to pay attention to your work. And out of those 50 people, when they have a requirement, or one of their friends have a requirement for a design, they'll be like thinking, hey, there is this dude on LinkedIn or Instagram who is putting out really nice stuff, and sometimes I shall just reach out to them ask them whether they are interested in doing our stuff. That's how you'll get leads.
And also, this is not a hypothetical situation. This happens in our company a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We actually hire a lot of designers for freelance who are
putting out content,
being active. So we have a positive brand about them also.
Yeah.
Because like that. So let's take an example.
So I'll just check you if there's anyone putting out any kind of questions here. Okay. So I'll just continue my presentation. So this is the popular example. If I think if one of the most popular politicians and out there on social media is Jaison. Most of you might be following him. But I just checked his Twitter. Whenever if somebody is going to Twitter and they will become the first politician that comes to your mind is one surely will be Jaison. And if you check the number of tweets that he has posted, you can see that he has literally posted more than 58,000 tweets. 58,000 tweets. That's not 100.
It's safe to say that he didn't become big because of one viral post.
Mm-hmm.
So he made sure he kept on putting out content. It's 58,000 tweets.
Yeah. So you cannot tell me that you put this year you put 300 tweets and you didn't even get 200 followers.
It starts accumulating. Yeah. It's like a compounding effect. You put 300 tweets, you get 5 followers. You get 600 tweets, you get instead of another 5, you might get 10 followers. Then for each other 300 tweets you put out, you keep accumulating the number of followers that you get, and it's a compounding effect. And at the end, each tweet is going to grab you 7-8 followers. So and you'll get the gist of it also. So what works, what doesn't work. If you don't post and don't experiment, you can never know what will work. It's not a guessing game. It's actually straight up. We had a page with 4.4 million likes, and we know that it's not. Hopefully this works, but after a while, which one will work, which one won't work, which one will get the eyeballs, which one won't get the eyeballs. So you'll become very good at it. So in the luck factor will be moved out of the question, and it'll be all skill also. So consistency breeds skill, consistency breeds familiarity, consistency is king. So
Yeah. So coming to the third point, this is a really interesting theory. There's this guy called Seth Godin. So some of you might know him. He is like a marketing legend out there. So he has this book called Purple Cow. So I had the chance to read that, and I found it really interesting. So if you ask me what a purple cow is, that he explains it like this. For example, you are going for a road trip, and you're having a really nice side view, and you're seeing a lot of cows grazing on the paddy field or a bean field, and you won't be giving attention to. Yeah, we can come to that.
Okay, Smita, Sharjit. Yeah, we'll come to this just after this slide. We'll just come to this. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this theory for purple cow is that when you're going for a travel and you're having a view of the paddy field or the green field in which a lot of cows are grazing, you won't pay particular attention to any crowd. But for instance, if there is one purple cow there grazing the grass, you will have your entire attention to that cow, right? So because it's the odd one that is standing out, it's so different that all your attention is going to go to that purple cow, because purple cows don't usually come in purple, right? So that's a really interesting thing, and everyone will give their attention to that particular cow. So that is the base concept. And
Jaison,
one more thing is that you are going to go home and you are going to tell all of your family members and the friends that, hey, I saw a purple cow there. So the word is also spreading.
Also, if you can give Jaison, if you can give a really good example, I think that will clear this thing. You can talk about the Band-Aid alternative story. So.
Yeah. Coming to the story, there is the brand called Band-Aid, right? So it's not the name of the product, actually. It's the name of the brand. Like, that is how big the brand is, Band-Aid. So there was this competitor on US trying to get some sell some Band-Aids other than the real brand Band-Aid company, right? So everyone told them that, hey, there is no scope for them. Band-Aid is already dominating the market. etc., etc. So what these guys, I think their name is I don't remember correctly. I think it's a product of Johnson and Johnson. So what they did was that they targeted kids, maybe less than 15 years old. That was the target audience, and what they did was that in their bandages, they put in cartoon stickers, of their favorite, cartoon characters, etc. So what happened is that if a kid is going shopping for with her mom, when they are at the supermarket and when they see this fantastic cartoon related bandages, and the kids really want that, and that one kid is going to buy that. That is the purple cow of that brand, and he buys it, and when he has a wound, he stitches that and goes to class. And when he reaches class, all his friends are going to ask him, hey, you got a really cool bandage, and what is that? Where will they get that bandage, etc., etc. And next time you will get a wound, that kid get a wound, he'll force his mom to go and buy that bandage particularly. So that's how the story goes on.
Yeah. And one thing to be very careful about being the purple cow is that if you're just doing it for the sake of standing out in the market also, it might not work. I can give you the same example also. Let's just say the Band-Aid theory. They release another bandage with these cartoons and everything. They get the attention, they get the eyeballs. But if the bandage doesn't work, you get attention for a month. After that, that's it. This thing dies off. So the purple cow theory, it's like you need to make sure that your service, your product, what you're presenting actually is valuable. Also, you need to use that and leverage a purple, this like what Jaison said, the purple cow theory, to leverage this and get eyeballs. Like they said, the bandage actually works. They need to get eyeballs. They added the stickers. So something along that lines. So that's how this comes. And before we go to the next slide, let's answer Smita Shrijit's question. So can you please talk about choosing contents for social media for beginners? So I think, so I'll start off here. So I think the first thing is you need to know what you have to, it's something you need to figure out. It's something you need to figure out as in like, are you a business? Are you an independent content creator? Are you a freelancer? And what do you want your followers, or what do you want your followers to know about you? Or what is the impression that you want to give out? So when you have an idea about that, you slowly start getting ideas about what pieces of content that you have to make. Right, Jaison?
Yeah. So if you are looking for some practical advices, I'll say that you take a spreadsheet and you put out some. What I prefer is to create a weekly calendar. You say that you're going to post 3 times on your Instagram, and that will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And you take a spreadsheet and you say Monday, you write on the first column, you write Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday. And on the second slide, you need to have this something called content bucket. So for example, if you're coming to the same example, if you're selling cakes, right? So if you need to have a sample content bucket, you can think like this. Per week, one post, I'm going to post a picture of a cake that I'm baking. That is fixed for Wednesday's post. And the another post will be about the ingredients that I prefer for making a cake, like the brands that I choose, which kind of soda, what is that? Baking soda that I use, which brands, giving tips about what I use. That is another content bucket that you can note down. Another could be like resharing, photos of customers that you sell one cake and you ask that customer to take a picture and give it back. If she's celebrating her birthday party, and you can ask her to take a photo and send it back. And the third one can be that posting testimonials. You can have like 6 content buckets, and you can just take 3 out of those 6 and post it on every week.
The great thing about doing these practical steps is that once you're ready with these 3 content, now since you don't have to worry about when to post or what to post, now you can worry about making each post better each time you post. So you can be consistent with a revision loop, and you can make it a little bit better. And each time you post, people start to understand, like how Jaison said. You talk about the ingredients. Let's just say you use very less sugar and more of stevia. I'm being very scientific, but stevia is a sweetener, very natural sweetener with no side effects of sugar. So people get understand you make healthy cakes. And the next one is that you keep posting of customers that add social proof. People are actually buying your cake. And you post pictures of your cake. That means that you make cake. So you get your message across. So like that, like how I said, what you want to tell your customers, you make a spreadsheet. You make a weekly calendar. Start posting it on social media. The important part is to come back and look how it worked, why it didn't work, how can I make this better in the next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So there is always this proactive element to this, because I cannot say that you can strictly, like, you just need only to stick on to those 3 posts. What you can do is that you can, if you have time on Sunday, you can create all these posts, design all these 3 posts, and you can use some tools like Hootsuite to schedule it, like on the next week. And on top of that, what you can do is that during those week, you have to be proactive. If there is anything that is really awesome occurring in your business, right? Maybe a huge corporate had a bulk order for their party. You just snapshot it and put it out as fast as possible and tag all those people who are the people who ordered, and they'll certainly reshare that to their stories. You'll get these kind of small things, tagging those people who are your customers, tagging your brother who is helping you this thing, or tagging your neighbor who told you that this is who gave you
a really good input.
advice.
So you can say thank you at Sheila Auntie for the advice.
So these kind of things humanizes, and it makes you more genuine. And also one other thing is that if there is any kind of new trend coming up, instantly you try to sync that with you try to sync it with your content. Thank you.
All right. So thank you. So glad that we was able to clear your doubt. And so let's continue with the slide. Yeah.
So yeah, this is a really interesting thing.
It's called Stop the Push, Tell the Story. So I think it's best to explain with an example at the start. So I'm pretty sure many of you are following Mad Over Marketing. If you're a marketing enthusiast, you'll be following Mad Over Marketing. So they put up a post like this, like, hey, we have an exciting announcement. So now that grabbed my attention, because they have been very consistent with their posting. A lot of people are following them, and they're announcing their So guys, is it audible now? Hello
guys, is it audible?
Okay, yes. So sorry about that. We had internet connection issues. We got our internet back properly right now. So
sure.
Yeah. So 1 second. Just keep the chat open. So like we said, sorry about that again. Now, yeah, we are talking about the awards that Mad Over Marketing was giving out. So they have a clever name, which is nice. They have been known for being a little bit sarcastic and funny as well. So they're sticking to the brand. But above all that, instead of pushing instead of saying the Mommies Best 2020 Agency Awards apply now, they won't grab our attention. It'll be just another ad pushing us to, pushing us to. It's like something they want something out of us. So it'll be something like that, and automatically our subconscious mind will reject this as an ad. So, but here it's like a piece of content. It's like they're talking to us. Hey, listen, we have an exciting announcement. We are introducing Mommies. So it's like, what is Mommies? So when we go to that, it's it's the Mad Over Marketing Social Media Awards. So they create and honor the most creative and creative brands and agencies on social media. So basically, as an agency, we can also relate when something like this showed up on our feed. We looked into it. They grabbed our attention. We actually looked and checked out everything in the website. If we had just a poster saying the mom is register now, we might not even have noticed that it's actually Mad Over Marketing Awards, and we would have skipped it. So they have done a really good job by telling the story. Now, this storytelling is not done in one post actually. This storytelling is done with I think 2 years of consistent posting with the same color brand, with the same tone of voice and everything. So Jaison, you can add.
Yeah. So for example, you can think about how they thought. Like, take the perspective of Mad Over Marketing. So they need to tell everyone that they are coming up with this award called Mommies. So there is a revenue model for them. If we want to apply for that award, we have to pay 10,000 rupees. If we want to apply for that award. So that's their revenue model. And they, for example, if it's like if normally what everyone else would do is that they'll create a really good-looking poster in which they'll say that they'll put up a picture of awards or something like that, and they'll write it as the Mommies Award, register now,
stand out from the crowd.
Stand out from, like, they'll just put an poster advertising their award, right? So, but that will be a turn off for many of people. People while scrolling down, when they are considering to read that post, they'll understand that, hey, this is an like kind of ad kind of thing. I don't need to pay attention to this. This is not for me. But if, for example, if you're scrolling through your Instagram feed and you see this is the first thing that you see. For example, you're seeing this, hey, we have an exciting announcement. That's the first post that that's the first picture of the carousel post that they're posting. So that's like they're starting to tell a story. They're not pushing us anything. They're telling a story, and the story is about their awards. And they have really humanized it. So, for example, if you read the second slide, they're telling that we are introducing the first edition of the Mommies. So they are introducing the name of the award, and the second line goes like funny name, right? Yeah. So that's the human element. That's how humans talk, right? So they are taking the language of humans. They're not taking the language of the corporate or anything of that sort. And they're intriguing curiosity. But what is that all about? If you look at the third slide, they introduces the purpose of the award. They have given us the name of the award. They have
told us like
given us the curiosity factor. And now coming to the third slide, they are introducing the purpose behind, the why behind the award. And they're telling us that this is Mad Over Marketing Social Media Awards, where we celebrate and honor the most creative brands and agencies on social media. So that's the purpose. And now we are clear. That's the purpose. And for going to the fourth slide, they have written, we are on the lookout for the best work done by brands and agencies on social media in 2020. Yeah, it's 2020.
So there's a relatability factor coming in there as well.
Yeah. So the purpose is being said in the third slide. The fourth slide, they are putting out what exactly is they are looking for. They are looking for what? Brands. So brands and agencies are what they are looking for. So that's the point that they have communicated there. And also at the end of the line, they have said, yeah, it's 2020. That's the millennial language. Yeah. That helps spread the word.
Yeah. You won't get, you're reading this, that's like a refresher.
Yeah.
Refresher. And now when you come, so if you're the agency or a brand which is winning on social media, this is for you. This is a direct call to action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Asking,
so if for example, if we are an agency and when we are reading this, we'll understand that, hey, this is for us. So I have to read the rest. Yeah. So coming to the fifth slide, they're saying, oh, and we have a stellar list of industry experts who have joined us on this hunt as the jury. That's the part of the story of that's the part of the story, right? The jury. Yeah. And going to the sixth part, and they go on to use that millennial tone of voice. They're saying that now if this sounds exciting, head over to link in bio and check out how you can nominate your work. This is going to be too much fun. Yeah. That's how they end it. Like, this is actually a promotion. And if you look at the number of likes that I got, it's 19,000 likes on a
promotional post on a content.
Yeah, if I check their other post, which is not promotional, you'll see that. Yeah, you'll see that they don't get 19,000 likes on a normal post. So, for example, that means that they have successfully told the story about their product in a way that people want to engage with it, and people want to tag other people. People want to send it to other people. That's how a really nice. If you ask me how you have to promote your product or service in 2021, I'd say that this is the format that
you can follow.
This is a winning format.
And also, not to mention, you can see that this is not a very, what do you say? It's not a heavy work. This is basically a text on a piece of blank paper, canvas. And yet, they have managed to tell what this is all about and create spark in the this thing. You can spend all your time in making the most amazing designs, and if the story is not there, no one's going to notice. No one's going to care. So we can move on to the next one. Now, just think disruptively. So I think we can play the clip first.
Yeah. So this is one thing that we actually did. So
ബൈക്കിൽ പോയ ആണം പിന്നെ ചെയ്തത് എന്ത് എന്താ കുട്ട
So the people who doesn't know Malayalam, basically what that says is two people, a girl and a boy, went on a bike, and what happened next? What happened next? Question mark. Like what happened next will shock you, like a clickbait. This is kind of like a, what do you say, content, a clickbait kind of thing. And now, why the purpose of this video? Should we show them right now, or should we?
So I'll just
explain.
Okay. So if you look at the name of the Instagram channel, it says Endu Sambhavichu,
which means what happened.
Yeah. So basically, this is a campaign done by us. So there was this new inauguration shop that is happening with one of our client. One of our client was launching a new shop for themselves in another place. So what we propose is that we create a new Instagram account in which we name it as Endu Sambhavichu, and we posted this one video in that, and which intrigued a lot of curiosity. Like people want to see the rest of the video.
They wanted to know, but they know something's fishy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then it's made in such a way that people wanted to know what happens next.
Yeah.
So if you can, when you go to the page, there's only one post. That's it. And when the next one, you can see this is the second post.
And this is the second post that we posted after the 1 week.
ബൈക്കിൽ പോയ ആണം പിന്നെ ചെയ്തത് എന്ത് എന്താ കുട്ട
ഇത് കണ്ടോ, ഓക്സിജൻ പാലയിൽ വമ്പൻ ഓഫർ.
എങ്കിൽ പിന്നെ നമുക്ക് അങ്ങോട്ട് പോവാം. ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഷോപ്പ്.
So that was the and if you don't know Malayalam, what happened is that in the first video, the boys were like reading on their mobile that there's this something happened between a girl and the boy while riding the bike. So that's how the video ended. In the second video, what we told is that we showed what happened in the bike. So one boy and girl came, and suddenly a notification popped up in the girl's mobile, and in which they said that the oxygen in the new showroom of oxygen
there is 50% discounts on products,
and they went to grab that offer. That's the kind of story that we told.
So here you can see even one of the comments says ad kodukkan medikumar anlo. Even the fans who watched this were like amused by it. So they'll remember this ad. It's communicated. The story that we have with oxygen is coming to Pala with a huge amount of discounts is communicated without any fancy ads, but a very creative storytelling way. So that is like, this is a disruptive way. So it's not, we can say 50% off at Oxygen Pala, we can send it out. People might forget, people might see it as another ad, people might skip it. But here, this is a full round campaign that we have done to increase, get the attention of the people, and it's safe to say that it quite works.
So that's we showed it to make a point, right? When you're creating something new, when you're launching something new, you don't have to think like I have to make another post, say that blah 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 blah. But you can just get out of all those bullshits, and you can think about how I can disrupt this. How can I have fun doing that campaign? That's really important to make get attention. The sixth point is that please guys don't overcomplicate stuff.
Keep it simple. Like keep it simple and keep it stupid. Like keep it simple, stupid. That's the principle. So usually what we see when some accounts are trying to do a giveaway, they'll be like win this smartphone. All you have to do is tag 20 friends in your comment, send this to your girlfriend and girlfriend's father. Post this on Facebook, put a screenshot and put it on status as WhatsApp. So you can see thousands of steps be there. I'm exaggerating, obviously. So there'll be thousands of steps. So a lot of people will just skip it and move away from it. So they're losing engagement because we are trying to be too video. We are trying to make this contest too complicated. So you can just keep it simple. Tag one of your friends, just like it and share your story. That's it. Simple steps, one taps. This thing. That's this thing about a giveaway. And when we are talking about other marketing activities also, I have seen a lot of people on social media trying to make it a lot more complicated. Now, the psychology behind this is that when we are on social media or when we are a digital platform, let's just say not on social media, everywhere our brain is trying to minimize the effort. So we are trying to tell our story. We don't have to hide it in something, or we shouldn't make it complicated. We need to tell it in a more simple way that they can understand as fast as possible, so that they won't have to go through the trouble of understanding what we are trying to tell them, right? So it's that simple. It's a very simple formula in which we try to when we are telling a story, we shouldn't tell a story about with hidden messages or anything. It's all about telling that story with in a simple. It's like explaining to a 5-year-old. It should be like explaining to a 5-year-old very creatively what we should do. So it's like that. Unless, like you said, Shashi Tharoor, his brand is actually based on speaking big English words. He can do that. So that's there. So other than that, you get the idea.
Yeah. Basically, try to minimize number of actions that needs to be taken by the user or your audience, right? Nobody likes friction, right? If I need to win something, if I need to participate in your giveaway, maximum thing that I'll do is 2 steps. I'll just tag 2 of my friends and
share to your story or follow our account.
Yeah, that's it. Follow me and I'll just tag. Sharing my story might also be really intriguing to my
business. For the business point of view, I'll again share to our story. But as a user, me putting a story about some advertisement or a brand, it's a little
annoying for my friends. So I won't do that. So chances are that I'll just enjoy tagging 2 of my friends on the comments, and that is the easiest way. And you will also get exposure to those people. So keeping it simple is the rule of thumb on social media.
Yeah. So just keep it simple. I don't think we don't have to explain too much. Just keep it simple. Yeah. Now here is something that is very interesting that we hear a lot of time. Now there are 2 sets of people that we hear a lot of time. One, this Instagram algorithm, how can we break the Instagram algorithm and get the most amount of reach? What's the post that gets the most amount of reach on Instagram algorithm? How can we use the YouTube algorithm to our advantage? They're only talking about the algorithms. And then there are people who doesn't care about the algorithm. It's all about just posting on Facebook, posting on Instagram, posting on this thing. Now here's the thing, Jaison, you can give an example.
So for example,
and the Reels, Instagram Reels.
There is this thing called Instagram Reels happened, right? So, but you have to understand how the platform is going to work. If the platform wants to push Instagram Reels, because it's video content and people are going to be glued onto that more time, and they'll spend more time on Instagram. So that's an advantage for Instagram because they can show more ads to them. That's why Instagram has a bias towards showing people.
Instagram has an incentive to push
reels. Yeah. So basically what they'll do is that they'll give reels more reach. If that's a reality right now. If you look at this, if you post a reel and post a creative, design or a normal post, you'll see that your reels is going to get almost 3 times the organic reach that your creative poster got. That's the reality right now.
Yes. But here's the thing. Here's the catch. Just because reels will get more reach, just so that if you hear that okay, reels is going to get me more reach, you start posting reels randomly. That's not going to help you. Again, it's all about that leveraging the algorithm to communicate what you want to communicate with the audience. If you have a really good content, and then you use that algorithm advantage, then you're going to blow up.
Yeah, basically the main thing is that you have content and the way you distribute it.
Yeah.
You know, if I have a really nice content, I can think about my how to distribute it. If I have a content, if you ask me right now, I'll prefer using a video method to communicate it via reels.
Yeah,
you know,
that's it. If the content will be same, if the post has no more reach, we'll use that post to communicate our content. If the reels has more reach, we'll use that reach to communicate what we are trying to communicate.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, "Oh, reels has more reach, so let's put in something in reels."
Yeah.
So
yes, the same goes with hashtags also. You know, some people say that don't use hashtags. Some people say that put like 30 hashtags on your post. You know, what I would say is that you have to pick out. You have to go out there and you have to pick out 5 to 10 hashtags that is really relevant, that is not too huge, that is really relevant to your audience. For example, coming back to the cake story, if you're using cooking cakes, Insta cake won't make sense because it's too huge and it's international, and your post is going to get buried into that. But what I would recommend is that check out other people who are posting about cakes and see what hashtags they are using, and see what is relevant to you and your location. And for example, if I'm from Kerala and I'm baking cakes.
It's not even Kerala. If you're from Cochin, let's say you're from Kottayam, we can use the hashtag Kottayam cakes.
Yeah,
make sure that it has like at least 2,000.
You have to identify that particular hashtag that is already a little bit popular. There are a lot of hashtags that are already popular. For example, bakers in Kerala. Hashtag bakers in Kerala might be the most popular one, and you have to use that regularly so that people who are interested in cakes are going to follow that hashtag and going to get reach. But the most important example that I was trying to show you is the Reels one. You're going to get 3x, almost 3x algorithm organic reach if you put the same kind of content on a post, on a regular post, and on a reel. So, but I don't want to force you to like go with the flow about how Instagram is going to do that. But if you're not comfortable showing your face or creating video content, I wouldn't recommend doing that.
That is also there.
You just test it out. You just test it out, and at the end of the day, you don't feel comfortable doing that. If you don't,
because if your content is good, sooner or later it's going to grab. Yeah. So now, Bishwas Mishra, I hope I didn't misspell your name, asked this question. How says loving these sessions? Thank you so much. And he has asked a question saying how to keep tap on the algorithm, like how it is changing over the days, how to know. Now that's actually quite fairly simple. You just have to follow the second point that we're talking about, being consistent. Once you're being consistent, not only being consistent and coming back and checking what's happening, right? Once you're being consistent and coming and back and checking what's happening, you will start to notice these patterns. So Instagram's not going to tell you they're going to give more this thing to reach reels, or they're not going to tell you that stories will have more reach. But if you're consistently posting, we are consistently reviewing, and we are consistently trying new things, we'll automatically infer that which will get more reach. Jaison might not have read that Reels is going to get more reach. He tried out Reels and Reels got most reach. He tried it 2-3 times, came back, looked at it. Guess what? Reels has more reach.
Yeah.
So
and then you can maybe go search on Google and
back up your claim.
You can do your research. You can just type in on Google whether Reels are getting more organic reach, and click on search, and you will get if you are not finding anything, right, that means that it might not be that much true. But if you are finding some kind of newly written articles about that, and you can also go to Twitter and you can just type on that search bar on Twitter about Reels, organic reach, and you will see new tweets about that. And if people are talking about that, that means that a lot of people are experiencing that. That means you can confirm that Instagram might be testing it out. For example, if you're suddenly seeing that your carousel post on Instagram is not getting that much reach, you can just go to Twitter and search carousel, search a keyword, right? Carousel reach Instagram, and you'll see that if other people are also saying the same, that means that, hey, Instagram has bad news for you. And also you can just go to Google and search that, and if good sources like Neil Patel, Hootsuite, HubSpot, all these kind of really nice credible sources are also reporting about the same, that means you can almost confirm that.
Yeah, if you want to completely confirm it, you need to make friends with Mark Zuckerberg. So that's also there. Okay, estimations, research,
and also there are some like really interesting accounts like Social Media Dissect, Social Samosa, Mad Over Marketing, Neil Patel. All these people are going to the first guys who are going to understand, hey, there is this change happening. They'll post it out there because they are always on the go of researching all this stuff. So for example, if you can go and follow Social Media Dissect, and they'll be the first ones to tell you that, hey, this is happening.
Yeah, we can list it here. One second.
Listing it out.
Yeah, listing it out. We are listing it out right now. Yeah, so Vishwas has said estimations, research, and self-evaluation. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. So, Mad Over Marketing. Yeah.
Also, yeah,
that's about it.
That's that.
Yeah, and one more. Yeah, that's about it. So, anything else? Next.
That's that.
Yeah, that's what. So
that's from our part.
So you can, what we all said, the things that we said, you can see all these things in action if you go and check out our Instagram account. So you can see moment indulging, clubbing the trend with the familiarity. You can see providing a really good value. You can see how we are announcing our requirements for a job post. If you would like to see that, I think we can take a couple of seconds to show our account and give some practical this thing about it. So when you take a look at our account, the first post, you can see the first post is actually mixing clubbing with a trend. Not a trend, I mean, it's more about 2021 is coming up. People are starting to think about it. And you can see, this is a very familiar thing. Google Play's Scratch Card. 2020 was not a very good year, so better luck next time. Scratch available on January 1st. And here you can see the Photoshop image. Sorry. Here we can see the Photoshop image. A lot of our followers are designers, so this will be a very familiar image to them. So they'll stop and they'll look at it. So we get the attention there. So now we have here the storytelling part. We are a very creative agency and we are looking for a digital marketing job. We took that Google Play's new contest, right? Go India contest. And we changed that and we asked people to send in this thing. So you get what we are talking about right now, right? So here, when the Chinese app ban came out, try stories running out, try removing all those banned Chinese. And actually, some of the celebrities also retweeted, not retweeted, I mean, reshared this post to their stories as well. So what we all said, and also the fact that we have been very consistent. We have been very consistent with our post. We have been telling our stories on our platform, and even you can see we are not using any big time designers or anything. We are just trying to tell our stories and keep it simple and putting the content first. And that's
So if you have any kind of questions, we are ready for that. You can put it on the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask if you have any kind of doubts to clear.
Shamnas, we can't hear you.
Okay. So guys, if you have any questions, please type in the comments. Also, you can ask in the group because time is also running out. Next, we have Venkatesh waiting for us. So guys, if you have any questions, quick queries, please drop a comment.
So if you currently don't have anything, you can just drop it in the group or share it with us via Instagram or something like that. we can just get back to you on that. Yeah.
You can. Sorry. Anyways, thank you, Smith.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jaison and Telson. Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay, guys.